there's any new loan officers entering the industry,
Yeah.
other than telling them to run,
Don't.
what tips would you have for them as far as entering the industry today?
Man, I actually think it's not a terrible thing, right? Because in our division, we have a loan officer who's relatively new that's been killing it, right? Because it's kind of all you know, right? Like if you can get business in this market, if you can, get realtors and get clients in this market, whenever rates turn, it's only going to go up, right?
Yeah.
So I actually don't think it's a terrible idea. I know it's hard, right? But like if you're coming in now, you're not going to know any different. I think, and I can speak for myself on this and other LLs I've talked to, I think, 2020 to 2022, it got a lot of loan officers lazy.
Yeah.
And they lost a lot of really good habits that they needed to keep.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember, when rates started to go down, it was kind of like in quicksand, right? It took a while for me to remember what it's like to prospect and not just have deals show up in my inbox or text me.
Yep.
So I think being able to avoid that actually is going to give you a little bit of a leg up on old guys like us who have been in the industry, right?
Sure.
Now, I think that they're going to need to have a lot of, good habits, right? I think, speed to lead is always important. I think having a actual value add to realtors is important, and things like that. But not having the bad habits, I think, is actually going to be a leg up for young LOs.
Yeah. There's a gentleman in our branch that's only been in the industry for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I'm like envious of his ignorance because
Sure.
I'll tell him something that's like not like a theory coaching. It actually works and it's stuff that I should be doing. I'm not doing as much because I have bad habits.
Yeah.
And he just goes out and does it and comes back and reports. He's like a freaking soldier, man.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. He's getting some good traction. We actually you and I were on a call earlier today where there's $1 billion producer.
Yeah. I think 1.8, something like that.
Yeah. And
With a B.
With a B, billion. And literally his value proposition was like, speed, follow through, follow up.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, like what's the real?
Yeah.
And he's like, follow up, follow through, speed.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I think everyone would be surprised in this industry. I know I have been consistently, right? Like there really isn't a secret sauce. Like you talk to these guys that do billions, right? And it's no different, right? There's only a few ways to skin a cat, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to PETA, but
Cat people.
yeah, or cat people. Yeah. There's just not. It's the same activities, right? It's just doing them over and over again at a high level and finding your niche, right? I think that the guy that we're talking about, right, kind of had his niche around corporations, right, and kind of, went that way. But it always surprised me, right? You expect to have these conversations, you're just like blown away with like, oh my God, I've never thought about that. This is going to revolutionize my business. He's doing the same things we're doing. He's just doing them at a higher level, right?
Are niches really a thing? I don't know, man. I have my limited beliefs.
What's your limited belief on that? I'm curious.
That it's crap, that it's not real. I don't know. I think everyone speaks about how like niches build riches, and like every time I hear these people that are actually producing, they don't really have a niche. They just like I think you don't just totally have a wide net and a shotgun. But I don't know. I think I see a lot of people focusing on a specific laser area and getting obsessed with something and not really getting traction with that.
Well, I think I would just say I don't think if you're going to be successful, right, I don't think a niche is like this is my sole focus. But I do think that like you to go after something you're passionate about and, also it's not like you're like saying like, oh no, first time home buyer, not my niche. Sorry, not gonna deal with you, right? Yeah. But like I do think there's value in a little bit of a laser approach. But no, I think anyone who's like only working with X client because I think you're losing a whole lot of business and that's pretty stupid.